Hey guys, and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today we're going to talk about a whiteboard leak Mark II that was from one of Sandi's tweets recently. This tweet was from the 7th of November with the caption, "Yay, the writing team are all back." And it's from Sandi's kind of behind-the-scenes Twitter posts about Star Citizen. At the top of the board we can see 15th of October. Now that could just be because this board hasn't been updated, or that the project has got assigned, all this task work got assigned on the 15th of October, or the date hasn't been changed and the info is up to date. In any case, let's look at the info on the board and what it means. We can assume this is all work for the narrative and writers, as this is the narrative and writer guys. This is Sherry here and the rest of them, so we know that. So, to start with, S42 or Squadron 42, we can safely assume. In this section there is VS mission text, VS Idris dialogue placement that is marked with a "it is completed," and ready room NPC dialogue. So VS is almost certainly referring to the term vertical slice, or the missing Squadron 42 demo from CitizenCon. The idea of a vertical slice is to show all of the mechanics and features of the game, how they all blend together. It's a slice of a cake. You get to sample the product, but it might only be a piece of the cake, just like a single chapter in this case. Let's zoom in a little bit when we're talking about certain sections so you can see what I'm talking about, or bits that I think we're talking about. Obviously, this is just my opinions of what this says, because it is a little squiggly. It's like this person is a doctor. It's got really bad handwriting. But anyway, the mission text here could be as simple as a mission description for your HUD and mobiGlas. The Idris dialogue placement. This is likely to be when you're interacting with NPCs or systems around the Idris, and it's correct placement around the Idris so that NPCs are having conversations with each other when they're together, or on certain tasks, or when near certain systems, or at certain times. It's also marked as completed, which is obviously a good thing. Ready room NPC dialogue. So this could be choices of what to say to characters and what they say back to you, but I think it's more likely to be NPCs talking in the background, again having conversations, but in the ready room. In the section marked 2.6, we can see Starfarer Rec mission. So the Starfarer Rec mission, we know that they're adding more missions for the PU in 2.6, and we saw something akin to a Starfarer Rec mission in the Gamescom 3.0 demo. They have assets to make this, so it kind of makes sense that they put something like that in. In the PU section, or Persistent Universe section, there are shield descriptions, with Sherry written next to it, and resource spreadsheet on hold written next to it. This section is marked as PU, but not specific to 2.6 or 3.0, so I suspect it's just needed for everything, or to be updated as and when. Shield descriptions is probably as simple as it sounds. Expect something in-game for purchases and review when you have already bought a shield. You can click on an item and go, oh, this is the description of it. The resource spreadsheet is most likely referring to the types of resources and cargo that they will be implementing. In the August monthly report, they said that they had identified the first 20 commodities that you'll be able to collect, transport, and sell. They also iterated on designs for resource spawning, trade routes, and quantum fuel models. So I suspect that's to do with that, and we will very soon, it's probably more of a 3.0 thing, to be honest, but we'll be able to carry certain resources, and they'll make those resources known to us, whether they be steel or oxygen or water or whatever. Again, under the term PU, but in its own mini-section, 3.0 needs. There was mission giver, NPC lines, narrative threads marked complete, station lore narrative, posters, art, and new items for Lorville or Orison, New Babbage, stations, Area 18 review. So there is a little bit here to disseminate. Mission giver, this is likely to be text for mission givers in general, to accept, continue, and like the ending for mission logs, like we saw in the Gamescom demo. When you completed the particular mission, you'd see a little log, or you have to read what the mission entails before you've accepted it or continued it or whatever. Bit of flavour, bit of lore and stuff like that there as well. NPC lines, again, this might be more lines for NPCs in the background conversations, or just even as subtitles. Narrative threads are likely to be a large task, with all the missions lore in 3.0 being part of that. What exactly that will be, we don't know until 3.0, but those missions we saw at the Gamescom and CitizenCon demo, they're all part of the narrative threads I would expect to see in 3.0 in at least some way, or at least some elements from them. The section is also marked as completed, which is good, as I was expecting this to be the largest task on the list. Station lore. This is likely to be bits and pieces that you find around stations, data pads that we saw around the Kovalex mission. There's one in Korea as well. Tells you what's kind of happening as flavour when you find them on a data pad. But also I suspect this is bits and bobs for the star map as well. Some of the text there. The assets for Lorville, Orison, New Babbage, stations, and Area 18. This sounds like quite a few locations that we're going to have in 3.0. Obviously, they need their own unique look and feel, so posters, art, and items are needed, and the lore team, these guys, the narrative guys, they need to work out exactly what works and what's appropriate for each individual set. The next section on the right is open-ended tasks, and it says brainstorm something, mission content, Galactopedia, which is marked complete, Squadron 42 specific or public lore, Vandal word callouts, and something else I can't read, but we'll come back to that in a second. So this section was called open-ended, so I expect there's a lot for them to do here, or they'll keep coming back to it, or it's a process that they'll have to do as they're completing other tasks. Brainstorm something mission content. I suspect this is quick and easy missions to add into 2.6 and 3.0 and between patches around them, sort of just quick dirty content that they can just go, and this is an extra mission that's all in text or whatever. And I suspect that's what a lot of the narrative stuff that they were doing that they can add in can be, like these low tier quests which don't require any voice acting, don't require any actual video or mocap work. I have no idea what the second word is after brainstorm. Some people have suggested it might be the word cheap, but it could be a word in brackets. Tell me what you think in the kind of, not the description below, the comments below. Galactopedia, Squadron 42 specific public lore. So this is marked as completed, and I suggest, or I expect, it was text for the star map, as well as in-game, for the website, that sort of stuff, establishing more lore in the Squadron 42 universe. The Galactopedia is obviously quite important. It's going to be a big list of details of all the jazz in the universe, all the lore that we know about all the planets, all the races, all the plants, everything. Vandal word call-out. So I assume this is Vandal talking to you on comms in dogfights, and likely stuff they say when you're fighting them on foot too, maybe. Please tell me what you think. There was another phrase there, or another section there that says check correction matrix or core correction matrix or something like that. I can't really see what this section says. I don't know. Please furnish me with what you think in the comments below. There was a while ago, it was a whiteboard leak on ATV 100.2 where we saw a list of ships that were in concept and that were getting made. I've done a few videos looking at that, which I'll link one of them in the description, the most recent one. But Ben Lesnick suggested that one of the ships that we guessed was wrong. It's either, I believe, that what I thought was the Banu Merchantman. This could be Banu Marksman or something else, or the Misk Racer, which could also be the Misk Razor or Razor. What do you think? Remember, commenting on any of our Star Citizen content on the YouTubes gets you a chance to win a ship each month, and November's ship is an Avenger Titan. A massive thank you to all my subs, followers, Game Whisperers, Patreons. You guys honestly rock. Thank you so much for your suggestions, feedback, and the love. It is very much appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the verse.